Hi folks, it's Tom here, and I want to show you how you can work sports into any kind of speech. Now, I happen to be a tennis nut, so if I'm on a trip, I take my tennis racket with me, and occasionally I'll have a chance to work it into a speech. One of the easiest ways to work a sport into a speech is talking about making small changes, which is applicable to about any kind of speech you do. If people make small changes in their life or the way they run their business, it can make big differences. So I'm going to give you a little example with the tennis racket, and then I'll talk about some other ones here in a moment. And I'll do this kind of in real time, how I would do it in a real speech. And I also would probably have a tennis ball to match it, so I could be up here doing things like that. It's very interesting to look at. So here's how I would do it in real life. I'd walk over and, well, before I walked over to pick this up off a table, by the way, I'm on my tennis court in Virginia Beach, if you're wondering where the heck I am. So I'd have this on a table, laying flat where they probably couldn't see it that well if they were back in the audience. And then I'd say, folks, you know, if you make one minor change in X, Y, and Z, whatever we've been talking about, you can make a big difference. And I'd be walking over and talking and picking this up. And I'd say, you know what, before I had tennis lessons, I was using a very old style to hit a forehand in tennis. The old style is actually where you end up this way, but now everything's changed and it's all circular. So I started doing the circular motion, but I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing perfect. So I got a lesson, which is just like if you would go out and get a coach for something, or a business coach, or practice some business technique. And they showed me one little change. If you watch closely ever on a slow motion, and don't worry about the planes flying over, we have Oceana Naval Station here, and hopefully they won't drop any bombs on us. But I got a coach who said, well, Tom, there's one little adjustment you can make in your forehand. This is the old way to do it. He said, if you lead with the butt of your racket as you're coming through, the racket gets an extra whip on the ball. And that one little change increased the speed of my forehand from about 40 miles per hour to over 60 miles an hour. And it's got a really killer spin on it when it's coming at you. So that one little change of holding the butt towards the ball and then letting this whip through, and I'm not just saying whip with your arm, it's just it's a really solid motion, makes a massive difference. So if you make one little change like we've been discussing, it might skyrocket your sales because of that one little change. All right, so out of a character now, that's a way you can use sports to make a point. And also, like I said, I take my tennis racket with me so I can play while I'm on the road anyway. Now, I have seen this done with other things, but before we leave tennis, I want to show you another. Sometimes you can use an oversized prop. This is a thing I got off of eBay that you'd see in a tennis store, and this could be really interesting sitting up on your table. Now, this would be hard to ship if you're flying somewhere, but it would certainly, people would be doing all kinds and wanting their picture taken with you, holding the tennis racket and so forth. So oversized props are available. Keep your eye on eBay. There's even people that'll make them for you if you want. Now the next thing, here's football. Now this is a training football. It weighs about 3 pounds. And the reason I brought this out is because I want you to be very careful if you do this, because if you have, especially if you have a male-oriented audience, they're going to want to start throwing this. Now this point, and I have almost lost my career one time when people were throwing things in the audience and somebody had their cornea ripped. This is not a good day. But this has very sharp points. Now unless you have a Nerf football, I wouldn't use a regular football where the people are going to be really trying to play with it. So not that great. Although this is fairly portable, especially if it was a Nerf one. I've seen people use golf clubs, regular size, and just like the tennis racket, you can get oversized ones or have it built at a prop company for yourself. And everybody loves golf. So you could make the same kind of thing about making a small change in your swing. same points could be made with it, and people love the sports aspect. And I've seen it with, what else have I seen? Oh, here comes the neighbor dogs. There's Scout and Tink. All right, well, we're almost done, Scout and Tink. I've seen it actually with an epee from fencing. So I don't think it'd be very good to travel with that. But since Tink and Scout, our neighbor dogs, are not happy for me being here, I think we'll finish this up. But you can see putting sports into your speech can make points and make you very interesting on stage.